Good morning, guys. Today we're going to be building on our inverse proportion knowledge, and we're going to be focusing particularly on those more challenging questions, the type of questions that we might encounter in a GCSE exam. So I'm going to give you two worked examples. So I'm going to try two exam style questions. So I'll cut to myself doing those in a second, and then you're going to find your worksheet on Google Classroom. All right. So if you want to try these on your own first, you can do, or if you're not confident, just watch the video and let me explain. So first question, y is inversely proportional to the square root of x. We know inverse proportion, well that's the equation with the fraction in it. So we're going to write y equals k over, and read it carefully, it's the square root of x. It's not x, it's the square root of x. It's y equals k over root x. Okay, to find k, we're going to substitute in what we've been told. Well, when y is 4, x equals 25. So I'm going to write 4 equals k over root 25. So have a think, what am I going to do now? What maths can I do quite easily at the moment? Well, the square root of 25 is 5. So let's rewrite this. So 4 equals k over 5. So k divided by 5 makes 4. What must k be? Well, multiplying both sides by 5, that tells you that k is 20. So if k is 20, I'm going to use that fact to update my initial equation, which was y equals k over x. But instead of k, I'm going to call it 20. So it's y equals 20 over root x. Okay, that's helpful, but I haven't answered the question yet. The question is, well, what is y when x equals 4? So let's use this to answer it. So when x equals 4, let's rewrite this equation. So we're going to write y equals 20 over root 4. Instead of root x, I'm calling it root 4 because we've been told to find y when x is 4. All right, so working this through, y equals 20 over, well, the square root of 4 is 2. So y equals 20 divided by 2, which is 10. And this is my answer. Okay, so our second exam style question tells us that y is inversely proportional to the cube of x. So we remember inverse proportion, and we use that equation with the fraction in it. So we're going to write y equals k over, and it's not x, it's the cube of x. So we're reading that question carefully. So it's k over x cubed. Okay, to find k, so to make our formula, I find k, and to do so, I'm going to make a substitution with x equals 5 and y equals 120. So 120 equals k over 5 cubed. Well, what maths can I do? Well, I know that 5 cubed is 125, so I'm going to write 120 equals k over 125. So how do I get just k on its own? We'll solve for k. So multiplying both sides by 125. So that tells me that k, using my calculator, is 15,000. If k is 15,000, I'm taking this value for k, I'm substituting it into my initial equation. So that tells me that y equals 15,000 all over x cubed. And that's my answer to part A. So part B says find the value of y when x equals 10. Well, taking that equation from part A, so that equation from part A is the most important thing for me to get, because that's going to let me answer B and C. I'm taking this equation and I'm going to substitute in x equals 10. So y equals 15,000 all over, instead of x cubed, we're going to write 10 cubed. Okay, so using my calculator or otherwise, so that is going to tell me that y is 15. Okay, so part C. So for part C, again, I'm going to make a substitution for that equation that I found in part A. So I know that y is 15,000 over x cubed. Let's substitute in. So if y is 1875, so I'm going to call it 1,875 equals 15,000 over x cubed. I'm looking for x on its own, so I don't want x to be the denominator of some fraction at the moment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply both sides by x cubed. Watch what happens. So that's going to give me 1,875 x cubed equals 15,000. Okay, can you think what I'm going to do next? I just want x on its own, so that 1875, that does not need to be there. So I'm going to divide both sides by 1,875. So this left-hand side is just going to give me x cubed, and 15,000 divided by 1,875 is going to give me 8. Okay, to get from x cubed to just x on its own, I'm going to find the cube root. So I'm going to take the cube root of both sides to keep it balanced. Okay, so that tells me that x is equal to 2. I've now solved that problem. Alright, so now that you've seen two examples, please could you find your exam questions on Google Classroom and give these a go. So all your answers are at the bottom.